Today we're gonna talk about the truth of Anime Vanguards Update 1.75, where I'm gonna try to remain as unbiased as I can possibly be, because sometimes when I talk, I do tend to have my biased opinions and tend to not say the best things. But with this update, I'm gonna try to be as unbiased as possible. Okay, so if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe. Let's get to 40k subscribers for a giveaway, and let's get this video started. Okay, so first and foremost, I want to start out with Anime Vanguards Update 1.75. I'm thankful that this update's finally released, but there is one major thing that I want to talk about, and that's the bugs. If you go take a look at the Discord, general Discord is locked. If you go take a look at general Discord, it's locked. And I've seen a lot of people saying that there's a lot of bugs with this update. I don't really know if that's true, but I've seen people say that there's a lot of bugs. I've seen people say that there's a lot of confusion. If you go type up bugs right here, what about the bugs though? There's this guy right here saying bugs. Same with this guy right here. I can't even evo this fella. I don't know how. I firmly believe this is a bug, but it might be something else. I don't know. A lot of people are saying it's bugged. And in my opinion, if a game has confusion and the community literally does not know how things work, and to the point where people think it's bugged, I feel like that's not really a very good quality trait for a game, especially since it took 2 weeks. I feel like for games, it most of the time should be pretty self-explanatory and not like very secretive. I feel like that should be a thing. And also in terms of bugs, if this update does have a lot of bugs, I've tested it. Personally, haven't encountered many bugs, but a lot of people said that they have. So if a lot of people are saying that they're encountering bugs with this update, and the developers claim that it's a quality and that they focus on quality over quantity, why is it that most of their updates have been bugged? Update 1.1 has a bug on release where you couldn't do boss rush. Update 0.5 with raids had a bug where you couldn't do boss rush for literally 3 hours, I believe. And I have a link of the poll I made for that, and you can see that a lot of people here voted. 62% voted that they were bugged in Anime Vanguards. Update 1 was the least buggiest one, but then you have Update 1.5, where there's also a lot of people complaining with Update 1.5 because of the rates of Diavolo. So again, a lot of their updates, people are saying that there's a lot of bugs that they're experiencing, and that is true. There's a lot of bugs, yet I think that's contradicting with what the developers say when they mention quality over quantity. Because if you have these many bugs, then that's not really very quality, is it? Now, if you compare it with games like Anime Reborn, which I don't really want to make this comparison too much, but Anime Reborn was able to release 2 updates within the span of 2 weeks, and I haven't seen many people complain about bugs. Now, there could be bugs, but a lot of people haven't complained about it. But I think it's just not really that much of a good look for Anime Vanguards to have bugs in pretty much most of their updates. 0.5 had bugs, 1.1 had a bug, 1.75 has some bugs, and I believe even 1.5 has some bugs, I think. So yeah, I guess that's just the case for Anime Vanguards. Now for the difficulty of the game, I wouldn't say that it's too difficult, but I would say that it's not really very player friendly. The way that they do things and the way that they structure a lot of the new update or new content, they make it so that you're gonna need to have old units or units from the previous update in order to do the next update. So what this essentially means is you're gonna have to each update log on the game and get the units that from that update, because there's certain elements, there's certain passives that they have that will make them good for the next update, or some units from previous updates. And I think if that's the case, I don't think that's very player friendly, because not everybody plays this game 24/7, and not everybody here has a ton of evolved units. I myself personally don't have a lot of evolved units. I don't even have evolved Julius, for example. I think I already evolved him, but I don't have him with a high level, right? And there's a lot of people that are saying that if you want to beat this game's content, you're gonna need to have Julius. Now, keep in mind that Julius is an exclusive unit, and some people probably don't have him. So this guy right here is saying, because all it took me was a Monarch Igris and a Julius. So again, what if you don't have Julius? But I guess a lot of people really complain. I guess the way they handled elements and implementing it with the actual story mode, people just didn't like it. Me personally, I think it's fine. I mean, if I really wanted to finish that raid, I'll probably just get Julius. I'll probably just evolve him and then prepare him for this update. But there's people that don't like that. There's people that like to just log in on an update and then beat it with the units that they have. There's a lot of people that want that, and I think there's more people that want that than whatever Anime Vanguards is doing right now. And this is very, very evident with the drop in player count. Now, a lot of people would probably say that this is because of some other unforeseen things, but I've seen a lot of people drop the game because of how hard they find it to be. Again, a lot of people when they play tower defense games, they just want a very simple tower defense game where they can log in and beat it with the units that they have. And I think Anime Vanguards is just not a game for those people. But unfortunately, I think that there's a lot of people that just want a very simple and easy game. And it really just goes to show with the player count. They had 300,000 players on release until it dropped to 24,000. Now, there's other things that cause this, like for example, just how long it takes for them to release an update. Update 1.75 is a small update. Let's just be fair here. And it took them 2 weeks to release this update. And I think this is just a very bad look for all these other players, because a lot of people take a look at it and see just how small the update was and how long it took, and for them it's just not a good look. And I think that has caused a lot of people to drop the game as well. If a game takes so long to update, and then when they finally release an update, they have some bugs, and on top of some bugs, the update isn't even that big, it does cause a lot of people to drop. And it really shows, because now they only have 24,000 players. Not to mention, Anime Adventures is probably coming back, so I think a lot of people are quitting Anime Vanguards and even all these other tower defense games, because what they're doing right now is probably just waiting for Anime Adventures. And hopefully Anime Adventures is also a good game, because if Anime Adventures is not a good game, it can still drop players, right? Unless you're a game like Blox Fruits, you'll definitely lose players if you do something not right, or if you don't update very often. And that just goes to show with Anime Vanguards right now. I think a lot of people did not appreciate their update schedule. A lot of people did not appreciate how they're handling the game, making it more strategy based, I think, and also making it kind of difficult. A lot of people like that difficulty, but I think more people don't like it. And it just goes to show the player count. If you compare it with Anime Last Stand, for example, they have a very similar player count right now. Now, this is kind of crazy, because Anime Last Stand used to be less than half of Anime Vanguard's numbers, but now they're literally almost the same. And yeah, Anime Vanguards dropped very, very massively, and I think it's a combination of updates taking a while. It's a combination of how difficult the updates are. It's a combination of you not being able to get traits easily, and traits kind of being limited. Now, they do get giveaway traits a lot now, but traits are still pretty hard to get. I've spent like 800 traits already to only get one Monarch, so it doesn't really matter if you give out a lot of traits if it's very hard to get them. And again, for game modes like Raids, if you had Monarch, you'd probably be able to easily beat that game mode. So yeah, a lot of people did not like this update. It just did not resonate with them, and I feel like it's not really even a bad update. And again, I want to say this, it's not really even a bad update, I feel like, but a lot of people just dislike the way that they handled things. Number one, with how long it took. Number two, with how difficult it is, I believe, and how it requires you to have certain units. A lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't like it. A game where it forces you to have certain units. And also, I think a very big factor as well is Anime Adventures coming back. I think people want to just play Anime Adventures now, and are just waiting for it to come back, and are probably quitting all these other tower defense games. So yeah, that's gonna be today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.